Hey everyone, today I want to talk to you about the command extensions coming from the UNO toolkit. So this is a set of attached properties that provide the command and command parameter properties on places that don't normally have them within XAML, right? So like things like button and everything have command, but things like text box, password box, list view, navigation, items repeater on items click, none of these things come pre-built with the command ability to bind a command or a command parameter to it. So these extensions add that capability to these controls and to these scenarios, right? So what we're going to do is this is the command extensions article in the documentation. So it has a good explanation of the properties, of the common usages, and all that fun stuff. So definitely go check that out. But we're going to jump right into an example. And so this example requires a little bit of, we're binding to an I command on a view model, say, within our data context. So I have an application up and running here that's using MVUX as this presentation framework. Definitely go check out information on MVUX if you haven't heard of it yet, or if you need more info. But basically, we have our model here, so that our data context for our page. And it has a bunch of stuff going on, but really all you have to worry about is we have this do something method that's going to be bound to an I command. And so that's what's going to be called every time that our command is fired. And basically what it's going to do is just basically wait for 3 seconds and take the parameter if you send it a command parameter and display that on the screen and wait for 3 seconds and then sort of clear itself. So if we look at our main page, you'll see that the app is running on the right here. So we have 2 password boxes, we have an items repeater of list of items, and we have a nice loading view. Loading view is something that we covered in a previous Tech Byte, and it's also part of the UNO toolkit. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but basically we're binding it to the command so we can show something on the UI actively as the command is running. So you can see the current parameter that was sent to the command, and you can see sort of loading as the command is currently doing its execution of waiting for 3 seconds, right? So if we look, you'll see that the password box has this command extension command attached to it. The items repeater has a command extensions command attached to it. And you could also attach it to, like I mentioned, other things. So the item click on a navigation view item, or the item click on a list view, or things like that. Basically, for the input controls like password box and text box, the command will fire when you press enter on the control. So for the first one, if I were to just type in anything and click enter, you'll see here that it is running, and I have parameter value of escalala. And so that's basically the parameter automatically gets set to the value of the password box or the text box. Whereas here, I actually specifically say the command parameter should be this hard-coded value, right? So even if I type stuff in here and I click enter on the second password box, you'll see that the parameter is just called param here. And there you go, it ran for 3 seconds and finished. And same exact idea here on the items repeater. I just have the command. I have no command parameter. And by default, the root, the data context of the root of the element that you tapped on will be the command parameter. So in this case, it's just going to be the text of 1, 2, or 3. So this is actually the items repeater here. If I click on 2, you'll see the command is now being run and the parameter value is 2. And so that's basically it for command extensions. So basically it allows you to fire off commands on things that didn't previously have support for those. So definitely go check out the documentation. There's more usage examples, like I mentioned, for navigation view and others. So go check that out, build something cool with it. And so I hope you learned something, and I'll catch you in the next one.